So, far as hip hop goes, hip hop started back in the 70s, I want to say, with Grandmaster Flash, early 80s, late 70s.
Cool Herc.
Then you have Curtis Blow, and then you go from, DMC, Run DMC.
Yeah, well, they knew it, but you start talking about from that
from going from
generations.
From the ones
of people that was nationwide.
Yeah,
that everybody knew them. Yeah, you're right. It was like Run DMC.
That was Run DMC was mid 80s, right? Or you like mid to late 80s?
Yeah.
And then you had, Big Daddy Kane and NWA start to come out early 90s.
Late 80s.
Late 80s. And then you had, Nas, early 90s. Tupac, Biggie, then Jay-Z.
Early 90s.
Then 2000s, you had Eminem. Early 2000s, you had 50 Cent.
Yep.
And then you go from, I want to say, after them, there was Cash Money that was out. You had Baby 2000. And all of them. Then Lil Wayne went on his run. And then, after Wayne, he passed the torch to Drake. And then you have
so where we going
Cole,
with this?
Kendrick. I'm just saying that you see through the years how the music's changed. Do you think hip-hop is dying as a genre?
Never.
I feel like it's not going to be as prevalent as it has been before. This is the most prevalent it's ever been.
So what?
But
So you're saying.
What else? What else is there to offer? Because we've already heard the lyrical.
I'm hearing it now, huh?
Yeah.
So basically, y'all generation is dropping the ball.
Not dropping the ball. I'm just saying.
To be.
No, we're personally. No, I'm saying personally, we're not dropping the ball. I'm saying, far as the generations to come, what kind of music are they gonna make? Because people are gonna get tired of hearing the same thing.
It's gonna be a new wave. It's going.
Well, what is hip hop gonna evolve to?
We don't know.
Or will hip hop fall off and rock start to come back? Or how rock used to be really prevalent back in the 70s. Blue rhythm and blues used to be it used to be prevalent back in the day.
Hip hop is different.
Pop used to be hip, but now hip hop's the top genre. But I feel like you think everything goes in the 360. So you think hip hop will start to fade away, or you think it will always be the top genre for years to come?
Conscious rap going 360.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like this all the rappers today. This is all social media rap. You don't have real rappers. There is for real rappers,
so
but
you basically coming around to it, huh?
No, I'm not. What I'm trying to say is that I can see the rap game is starting to fall off.
Nah, because y'all looking for someone to grab it.
It's starting to fall. It's starting
because Drake ain't doing what he's supposed to do.
No, Drake is doing what he's supposed to do.
He bringing out Lover Boy joints.
No, that Drake is doing what he's supposed to do. If there's not more people like Drake doing what they're supposed to do, like Kendrick not doing what he's supposed to do, dropping music. Cole not doing what he's supposed to do, dropping music.
Because
these people drop music and then just disappear.
No, they don't feel the industry. It's a lot of politics.
It don't have to be politics. You can drop your music and don't have to mess with industry.
Your name
people.
is tied with your music.
That's true, but you can drop music and don't be industry.
I understand that part, but when it comes to
you have a
passion
for something, you should be able to.
But it's not that easy, Joe. Because what you got is you got artists who are connected to labels who can't drop anything. Their name is tied.
Yeah, but I mean,
he usually had to change his name and drop something that he can drop.
Even then, I don't feel like that's the case with Kendrick though, or Cole. I personally I was sitting there thinking, I'm like, what else more can hip hop bring to us? We've heard every we have, like I said, you heard in the beginning when the hip hop started, you had the Grandmaster Flash, and then they're simple. The rap was kind of simple back then. It was then you had the gangster rap when it came in. Then you had your lyrical rap, your conscious rap. Then you had 50 Cent bring back the early gangster rap. Eminem brought back the fast and rapping.
What is the singing rap back in like it was in the 90s? That was Dominoes and Nate Dogg and a lot of the artists that was singing, rapping. Now that was the 90s. It came back. They doing it now like Rod Wave and all these other artists like Mo 3. You got a lot of rappers now singing and rapping. Yeah. And that was the 90s. That was a 90s thing.
It was.
So things does 360. But the point you're making and what I'm thinking is that it's gonna rap will never leave. And what I was about to tell you is this. Does getting gifts on Christmas get old? How long?
When you get older, it don't feel the same.
How long or how good or how can I put it?
It's good, but it's not as satisfying as you first.
Hold on. Let me get it out.
Go ahead.
What I'm trying to say is, how many ways can you wrap a gift? But a gift is still exciting when you get it on Christmas because it's the unknowing.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to happen with hip hop. It's the unknowing. As long as there's poverty, there's racism, there's
just a struggle.
destruction, there's struggle, there's always going to be hip hop because we are the voice for the have-nots.
Yeah.
And it's always have and always be. But it's just going to be a person going to have to do it their own way and their own rap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's just what it's going to be, and that's what it is. So
I don't know. I still feel personally like the next 10 years, hip hop not going to be as famous, as popularized as it was before.
Hip hop will never leave. Never. They said that in the 70s, 80s.
It will never leave, but it's not going to be as popular as it is now.
It's going to always be popular because it's everywhere.
Hip hop's been the most popular genre for how long now?
Since the 70s.
I want to say
75.
I want to say that. I say it's not been the number.
I was born in the 70s. So what you mean?
We were okay, but I don't feel like it was a number.
It was popular.
It wasn't the number one. The number one.
No. It was popular.
I'm talking about as far as the number one. It's popular, yes, but I'm talking about as the number one genre of music on the charts and everything. Hip hop, as of now, hip hop's number one in everything, and I don't feel like moving forward is gonna be that. I feel like moving forward, people are gonna get.
Do you know hip hop was made to be popular? Did you know that?
It was never made to be popular.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it wasn't.
It was always underground.
It stemmed off of what?
It's underground.
Okay.
Hip hop was underground. It was something of a culture of someone made, and it was only made for people that's basically back then for poor people in the ghettos.
And they had parties and stuff, right?
But I'm saying, that's what it was back then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For people of the have-nots and the ones that weren't able to, the quiet voices that you couldn't hear. It was everything that you hear in the community. They talked the language of poor people. Okay. So, and that's what hip hop was.
Okay. All right.
So, and it's still the same way today.
Yeah. Well, I hope so for the culture standpoint, and it just as the music standpoint.
We need more real artists talking about things.
We do,
and not self-destructing. And that's what's going to happen. Now you got rappers are talking about real situations in their songs
life.
Now.
Yeah.
So now, before it was just they was talking about being on the drugs and now they.
Back then they talking about killing people and being on drugs too. So they were
they weren't talking about being on drugs. They was talking about being a drug dealer.
Okay. Yeah, that is true. This generation is more of sipping lean and perks and stuff like that. So
the drug users, just call it for what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it all started from Scarface.
Yeah.
Not the rapper, but the movie.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people got influenced by that movie. And he was a user, as well as a dealer.
I feel like that's one of the most influential movies, as far as Scarface and Menace to Society.
Oh, yeah.
Those two movies really influenced a lot of people, in the music industry,
in the poor community.
Yeah, and that's what brought a lot of violence. Yes. And self-destruction.
In the 90s, you know what I mean? People want to be like, oh, dog.
Yeah.
There was a lot of killings because of that movie.
Really?
My opinion. Because everybody wanted to be that man.
Yeah, I wasn't alive when the movie came out though, but from
it was an impacting on just the culture of LA, but it was everybody you took liking to Old Dog and Kane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That movie definitely had an influence on
most definitely. And so did everybody want to be the man to sell all the dope in the world to be like Tony Montana. and there's a lot of people dead because they watched that movie and they wanted to be that guy. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So you just gotta be careful what you watch, and you gotta make sure you got somebody that's around you that's solid to keep you from getting in trouble.
And you gotta keep and distinguish all that stuff from entertainment as well.
Yeah, all of that stuff is entertainment.
And a lot of people can't distinguish that, and that's why we have problems today.